Welcome to OCR News Weekly. Today is Friday, June 9th, 2017. I'm Margaret Schlachter, and thanks for joining me for the live broadcast of OCR News Weekly this week. Our top stories this week come from Spartan Race, OCR EC 2017, and the Ninja World. We're starting off this week with Spartan Race. Spartan Race made their second stop on the U.S. Championship Tour over the weekend in Monterey, California for the Golden State Classic. Once again, Spartan Race streamed the entire race, offering OCR fans a chance to watch all the action live from at home. Highlights of the race included Hobie Call taking the win over Hunter McIntyre, Robert Killian took third for men, and Ryan Atkins, coming off an injury, took fourth. Finally, Ryan Woods took fifth place, rounding out the top five for men. It's also worth noting that Hobie Call, being 40 years old this year, also won the Masters division as well in that race. However, the real excitement came over on the women's side. Nicole Miracle and Lindsay Webster made for an exciting finish at the Golden State Classic. The two battled obstacle after obstacle for the last section of the race, and it came down to Webster falling off the twister obstacle, which opened the door for Miracle to swoop in and take the win. In the end, Miracle took her first U.S. Championship Tour win over Webster. Alyssa Hawley took third place, beating out Rhea Coble on the last rig in an pretty exciting finish. Becca Clifford rounded out the top five for women. And that is your top results from the second stop of the U.S. Championship Tour for Spartan Race. Looking ahead to this weekend, Spartan Race is hosting the first Spartan Open House today in Tuxedo, New York. The open house is taking place between 4 and 6 p.m. tonight. It is a free clinic that's run by a Spartan Race SGX coaches, which is prior to the start of the Spartan Race time trials, which will begin at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, also at the Tuxedo venue in New York. The Spartan Time Trials are a 1 kilometer race with less mud, more obstacles, and is the newest of the offerings from Spartan Race. And for those that checked out the Spartan Race Twitter this morning, it looked like we're not sure whether this obstacle will be on the course or not tonight, but there is a new ladder obstacle for Spartan Race. So if you haven't yet, you can head on over to the Spartan Race Twitter feed or our Mud Run Guide Twitter feed. We just retweeted that as well. So Spartan is bringing out a new obstacle, it looks like this week at Tuxedo. Moving ahead now, our next story, we'll move over to Europe for the European OCR EC 2017. Last weekend also marked the OCR EC 2017. OCR EC is one of the European Championship races. The race was held in Germany and featured many of the obstacles from the popular European series Strong Viking from the Netherlands. Rounding out the top results there are from Belgium, Theobald de Boucher finished first, Louis Barbe Legostera from Spain second. Third place was Jessie de Heer from the Netherlands. And moving over to the women's side, the favorite going into the race was definitely Susanna Kosanova, who won the race last year. But this year she was unseated from that first place position by Esther Horda-Bagayova from Slovakia, with Susanna Kosamova coming in second place, and Ludmila Hurdle from Germany coming in third. So some new names that maybe we'll see later on this year as the championship season approaches at the end of the summer here. Next, we move on to the Ninja World. All eyes were on Jessie Graf this week when she broke another record with her successful run on stage 2 of US versus the World special on NBC. Graf nearly broke the internet last year with her successful runs and then followed that up with another successful run right there. The professional Graf Sorry. The professional stunt woman was one of the top trending items on the internet this week. And you can find her run on multiple websites, social media accounts, including ours, and on YouTube in case you missed it. American Ninja Warrior new season returns this Monday, June 12th on NBC. Speaking of television, this weekend and next week marks the beginning of the latest American Ninja Warrior season, as well as season 2 of Spartan Ultimate Team Challenge. Both shows premiere back-to-back on June 12th. The obstacle racing fun starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Our social media guru, Bonnie Wilson, as always, will be live tweeting during the show and along with the rest of you in Ninja Warrior Nation and each week. Our contributor, Larry Caldwell, will be offering insights and recaps from the Spartan Ultimate Team Challenge this year. So look for his articles each week after the show airs the next day or the day after that. If that's not enough obstacle racing for you all on television, June 11th, the popular Fox show American Grit returns at 9 p.m. Last season featured several obstacle racing athletes. From the previews, it appears that this year the show is going to be a little bit different. Season 1 competitor and obstacle racer Hayes will be providing recaps for each episode on Mud Run Guide. So be on the lookout for her insider analysis each week as she compares how the first and last seasons compare with each other and how the competitors are doing as well. So we move over to the race results from last weekend. In addition to Spartan Race Monterey and the OCR EC, last weekend numerous obstacle races dotted the globe. We highlight a few of those races this week, starting off in North America with Savage Race in Ohio. Over in the men's race, taking first place was Robert Wiltshire, followed by second place Jordan Buscemi, and in third place Forrest Bruges. Over on the women's side, it was Michelle Warnke in first place, Gabrielle Ann Desi in second place, and Amy Pagic in third place, rounding out the podium at Savage Race in Ohio. Next, we move on to Conquer the Gauntlet, another favorite of mini obstacle racers. Winning the race overall is Jay Flores, second place Bobby Snow, third place Spencer Rowe. Over on the women's side, Randy Lackey finished first, Alexandra Walker second, and Christine Alm in third place. Continuing on in the United States, Warrior Dash was in North Carolina with Francis Lampert winning the race. Tony Kusamara Tony, I think that's probably a misspelling, but that's the results that were sent to us, coming in second place, and Jacob Deal in third place. On the women's side, Yanez Parton finished first, Morgan Prett second, and Patricia Moretz in third. Moving outside of North America, we head over to Europe. Toughest, a popular race series over in Europe, made a stop in Stockholm, continuing their 2017 tour. With John Albin off running and winning a Sky Series trail race over the weekend, it opened the door in the men's race. So the top results over there are coming in first place, David Nordstrom, second place, Krister Selman, third place, Ludwig Workmaster. Over on the women's side, winning the race is Yuri Bolin. Second place was Linnea Iverson, and third place, Henrietta Albin. For those that recognize that last name, that is the wife of John Albin. So as we look ahead to this weekend, we have Tough Mudder is in Virginia, California, and Vancouver, Canada. Spartan Race is in Illinois. It's at the AT&T Stadium in Texas and Tuxedo, New York. Terrain Race is in Atlanta. Up in Canada, Dead End Race takes place in Montreal, Quebec. If I move on over to Europe, we have Airfield Anarchy taking place in Nottinghamshire. The Muddy Dog Dash is in Essex, also in the UK. And then finally, Gelt Gladiator is in Cumbria, also in the United Kingdom. Moving down under in Australia, True Grit and Enduro 24-hour races are taking place outside of Sydney, Australia. So finally, over in Japan, the Fuji world famous mud run takes place. For the full list of all the races happening this weekend, be sure to check out our full race calendar at mudrunguide.com. Well, that's all for this week in the world of OCR and OCR News Weekly, powered by Mud Run Guide. Join us next week for the news and results from around the industry. And if you missed this live broadcast, you can always find the episode on your favorite podcast player and on YouTube. So this is Margaret Schlechter signing off for the week. Best of luck to all those racing this weekend and have a fun and muddy weekend. Bye-bye.